Fear, it's really good. All I eat right now is vegetables because I fear having pain. I write more than I did before because I fear death and not being able to complete certain ideas that I have. I walk a lot now. It's biological evolution. I think for some strange reason it has injected fear in us. It's good to be afraid, it protects you. That's one kind of organic fear given to us by nature. The other is your own life experiences. If you have failed a class and it has delayed you a semester to your graduation, you should fear failing other classes, and you should fear yourself being lazy, and you should fear you not doing the assigned work for a class. Those kinds of fears protect you. This idea that the past doesn't exist and you shouldn't think about the past and you should always live about the present, it's just one of those new age crap that's fed to all of us. The truth is the past is filled with beautiful information that you could use and apply to your life. And every time you feel as if you're repeating the same mistakes, fear will come about. And that fear will protect you from repeating the same mistakes. Are some fears imaginary? Absolutely. But most of the fears that we have, they are really grounded in practical aspects of life. Should you be fearful that you're getting older, and you're still in school? Yeah. If you're a man and you're 40 or 50 or 60 and you're single and you're lonely and you're depressed, should you fear that you're going to get older and sicker and you're going to die alone, get sick alone? Yeah, you should fear all of that. The idea that I don't want to fear that, well, what are you going to do? You're going to continue going to the therapist office. You're going to be even more lonely. You're going to be 70. You have no one in your life, and you're going to be sick alone, and you're going to be dying alone. And that's a painful place to be. And if you want to protect your relationship, and you know that when your companion comes home, they're going to scream because you haven't washed the dishes, fear that. Go home 10 minutes earlier and wash the dishes. It's great. It's only when you have a great amount of privilege and you happen to be profoundly stupid and unrefined that you just have no fear inside you. You have people signing up for classes, never showing up, never doing any work. And they think like it's really good for them, that the fact that they just don't care, it gives them so much freedom. All right, so you're 18 and you don't care. Then soon you'll be 20, then you'll be 30. And then the things you didn't fear now cause regret. And then you become angry for being so stupid in your teens. So yeah, it's good to be fearful of a whole host of things. And the other thing is life is dangerous, man. Especially right now you walk in Oakland, you gotta be fearful. You have to be paranoid. And you're not paranoid because you're silly, you're paranoid because of the things you hear on the news. You see on TV, people walking broad daylight and they get mugged. You're driving. All of a sudden a car stops in front of you, another stops behind you, two people jump out, they drag you out, steal your car. You're not paranoid for silly reasons, you're paranoid because life has given you some insights. You've been doing drugs, now you want to sober up, and you want to sober up because you've understood a few things. But you have some crummy friends about you. And every time, as Godfather, you want to get out, your crummy friends pull you back in. And you sit back and you say, I've spent enough time, just doping up. And you fear that. You fear kind of losing more time, losing more youth. That's a good fear to have. The problem with this culture is that you just have so many things. It's like going to Costco. There's so many options. No one talks about getting old. No one talks about the brutalities of life. It's just that ridiculous culture with stupid little narratives. And part of it really has to do with all these philosophers telling us, live your life, be authentic, be creative. No, don't do that. If you want to be authentic playing the piano, learn the goddamn lessons, read the notes, play the basic music for the first 10 years. Then if you want to be creative, be creative. But no education, no money, no parents, no friends, all you have is loneliness and despair and depression, and you also want to be creative and authentic. How silly is that? When I first met Chris and he told me he's happy working at Zachary's and working at Zachary's for the rest of his life, he was only 22, when he told me that nugget of wisdom. I had this fear for him. I was afraid for him because I saw myself in him and I saw the regrets that began to bubble up inside me as I aged, and I knew he was going to have it, and I know all of you are going to have it. I mean, that's just the way life is. When you miss opportunities, regret comes about.